No big difference. Replace balloon with battery. So let us do the same sequence. Charge the battery. Charge the battery. Okay. This is like blowing the air into the balloon. Correct? Charge the battery. Okay. After charging, what we did? We did two things, correct? After blowing the air into the balloon, one thing is we poked it. Other thing is we gradually release the air. So this is like poking the balloon. Like poking the balloon. Poking the balloon. Instead of poking the balloon, here what I'm going to do, if you poke the battery with a pin, nothing is going to happen. Here, equivalent of that, what? So I abruptly release the stored charges. What happens? Battery will get damaged. Here, I am going to release the stored charges gradually. This is the same thing, right? Water example I told with balloon, you can imagine. So you stored water in the dam. Now, the water is released gradually by opening the dam output. You are releasing the water gradually. So people are using that outflow of water. It flows like a river and people are using it for their daily water, drinking water consumption, irrigation, so many things. Now, that is like this. Now, abrupt release means what? The dam bursts open. The dam is broken now and the water simply gushes out. What will happen when the water is gushing out? The dam is broken and it will wash away the villages or the cities on the path and it will destroy everything. Correct? That is what is happening here. So there is no more dam left to be used again. Abrupt release of stored water. Here I am releasing the water gradually. Same thing, you can think of thousands of examples like this. So here I am going to release the stored charges gradually. In the form of a battery, I am releasing the stored charges gradually. What will happen? Charges flow as current. Yes. Battery can be used again. This is correct. Battery can be used again now because you have not damaged the battery. So means what? Here, what is the emphasis on this? What is the emphasis? Potential energy to kinetic energy conversion need to happen in a controlled way. Even if it can happen in uncontrolled way, nothing stops you, but the thing is, you will not be able to use it again. Correct? Every time you want to buy one battery and use it and throw it daily, morning, evening, afternoon, you want to buy a battery, new battery, you are allowed to use it. But that is very much damaging in nature. Correct? Every time you use, you damage the battery and you throw it again. Again, you buy a battery, damage it, throw it, damage it, throw it. Correct? It's like you buy a balloon, blow air into it, poke it. Again, buy a balloon, fill air into it, poke it. It is damaging. Correct? So it will be, so if it happens in an uncontrolled way, that is abrupt release. This is damaging in nature and this is useful in nature. So we are interested in the useful portion of it. We should never allow this to happen. We should always allow this to happen. Correct? So what should I do? I have a battery. Let us take. I have a battery. Now, think about it. The same thing, right? I allow the entire charge to flow out in one shot. Or I should allow the charge to flow out in a controlled manner. So, let us do two things. I have battery. There are two ways to do it. I connect the output of the battery. If I simply have, will anything happen? No, because there is no path. I have a simple battery like this. Nothing will happen. No path for charges to flow. Nothing is going to happen. Now, I connect it like this. There is a path for charge to flow. But this is very bad. Why? Because you are shorting the battery. Heavy current flows. Heavy current flows and damages the battery. Never do this. We should always connect the battery in the circuit through a load. I will have some load. So, the stored energy, means what is the load? This load can be, let's say, your small toy. Let's say you have a toy car. So, the battery is connected to the toy car. So, the motor of the toy car is the load. Correct? Or you are having a LED. So, the stored charges in the battery flows through the LED and brings the LED. Correct? So, that is the load. So, you are having the energy conversion happening here. This is what you should always do. This will limit the current drawn from battery. This is what always load will limit the current drawn from the battery. This is how it should always be used. We should never, this is like poking the balloon. It is damaging in nature. We should never do this. We should always connect the battery through a load so that energy flows from high potential. See, this is at, think about this. This is at 3 volt. Let's say, for example, this is 0 volt. Means what? This is 3 volt. For sake of argument, I am saying, assume 3 volt. Every 1 volt has 1 floor in the building. So 3 volt means it is the 3rd floor in the building. 0 volt means it is the ground floor in the building. So it is like water flowing from the 3rd floor through the load to the ground floor. Correct? Correct? That's what is this. Clear? So water is flowing from the 3rd floor. 3 volt, assume that 3 volt is the 3rd floor. 0 volt is the ground floor. Water flows from high potential to low potential. Energy, charge flows from high potential to low potential. In case of your water stored in the tank, water flows from high potential to low potential. In case of a battery, charges flow from high potential to low potential. This is at plus 3 volt with respect to this point. So water charges naturally flow from 3 volt towards 0 volt through the load. And the load is limiting the current so that I am not drawing unduly large current from the battery and damage it. If I try to think about it, if I try to draw the entire energy out of the battery in one shot, the battery will die. Like how the balloon dies, right? If you try to remove the entire potential energy stored in the balloon in one shot, the balloon bursts open. Similarly, here the battery will be damaged if you try to remove all the charges in one shot. So I should draw the charges in a controlled way. that means I need to limit the current. So the current will be limited by the load. This is very, very important. This is what we should be doing. So naturally there is a question coming into picture. So I have voltage, I have current, I have my load. What is the relation?